They even eat the food that is there. So that is not the work of a policeman. That is the work of a thug and a criminal. So what the purported police are doing in Migori County is a very, very big and huge criminal activity, which I must condemn. And I'm saying that we are not at war with anybody. You cannot force the people to vote. And I'd advised earlier, I'd told the chair of the IBC that the people here had expressed their democratic rights by saying that they are not ready to take part in the repeat fresh elections until adequate reforms are carried out at the IEBC. So that has been the position, and I believe that even tomorrow that will be still be the position of the people of Migori County. It is unfortunate for the chair of IBC to single out just a few few counties. He named Migori, Omabay, Siaya, and Kisumu. Those are counties that are predominantly occupied by the Luo community. It is not true that voting did not take place in only those sub-counties. I think if you watch the national televisions and even the FM radio stations, what is true is that the voter turnout was so minimal. Even in Migori County here, it was so minimal. There are some stations that carried out the voting, like in Kuria East and Kuria West. They did exercise their democratic rights by voting. So I don't see why the police, and for that matter, the Inspector General, I don't see why the Inspector General must send an helicopter here with police to come and beat defenseless people. If Kenya is at war and there's that eagerness, that enthusiasm of fighting anybody, why can't the Inspector General take the personnel he has sent here, plus the hardware he has sent, to go and fight the Al-Shabaab that has been terrorizing us for a very, very long time? This is something that must be condemned by all peace-loving citizens and by everybody. It is very, very unfortunate. I'm just wondering how the presence of that large contingent of police, in fact a battalion, will do tomorrow to force the people who had already made up their minds now to go and vote. Let's face certain realities. Those who are allowed to vote are people over 18 years. Even if you come with a gun, you cannot force them to go and vote. Unless you now want to tell us that you will cut or chop off their fingers to go and put in that thing. Up to now, I believe that the voting is through the KEMS kit. If it is manual, then you can do it the way you like. But I want us, the police, not to come here and kill and cause that mayhem in Migori County. We have been very peaceful. We are not at war with anybody. And we don't want that kind of provocation. We don't want that kind of action by the police. That action that is meant for harming defenseless wananchi. So kindly, Bwana Inspector General, recall your officers here or give them reasonable instructions. But don't tell us that power, you will meet people, I don't know, power with power. We don't have that power. We are law-abiding. Yes. So that is what I want to say as of now, that what is taking place as we speak is not a very, very good thing for us here. The reports I've had, some of them you haven't seen on TV screens, where defenseless women who are on their way, walking, going to do their daily businesses, some going to visit their sick in the hospital, are forced, and then you must have seen where the police are forcing them to smear some black substance on their faces. Then when they see you walking there, or when you are in your house, they come for you, they break your door, they beat you, they take you to go and sweep the roads. That is very, very undemocratic. And I hope the government you are in, the government we are under, is not that dictatorial government that will decide to harm our citizen the way I'm seeing in Migori County. So let this stop. I don't want further sufferings. I don't want further killings, further injuries to be meted on the defenseless people. Respect people's rights. You have yours, they also have theirs. If they have said no, kindly respect that. It is not disobedience. They are only saying, we are not ready for this. Yeah? Once they are ready, you bring, they will participate. But if they have told you we are not ready for it, kindly, let us respect one another, and let us also love one another. Because if you love me, you will not harm me. But what is now being seen here is that we are now arch enemies, which I don't think we are. Yeah.
Mr. Governor, if I can ask a question. So we have seen more police on the streets of Migori. Our sources tell us that the young men, the demonstrators, are regrouping. What do you tell your people of Migori? What should they do tomorrow?
Okay, first of all, tomorrow, for the majority of Migori people, tomorrow is a Saturday, and there are so many people worshiping on Saturdays. So this is also a very bad day for us. We have the SDA people, we have other denominations called Raw, and the Raw denominations, there are also so many here. We need to give them that special day, that one day in a week of worship. Why do you think, Bwana Chebukati, that yours is so superior compared to the spiritual nourishment which people get? After all, from the spiritual nourishment, law and order can easily be maintained. So for us here, it is a very bad day, because most people will be doing their things. That is besides the fact that they had said no reforms, no elections. Then the people had also been advised to stay away, or to stay indoors, stay away from the polling centers, also stay away from where the police are. If they want to do their voting, let them vote. But I want to advise the youth that they should stay indoors. We don't want provocations. We don't want to fight one another. And that is my humble request, that let us stop those confrontations and provocations and unwanted beatings and killings and looting and raping. Let us stop all those. And the major culprit here is the police, who are armed. I have even some captions here where tear gas canisters have been lobbied into people's rooms. Yeah.
Migori Governor Migori Obado giving an update in regards to what he'd like to see tomorrow, stating, however, that for Migori County, they are not interested in having the IBC bring polling material to her.